A DC rapper who goes by Baby Jamo will stay behind bars after a judge denied him bond Thursday. Baby Jamo, whose real name is Ricardo Glass, was arrested along with Okoje early Sunday morning. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name. A U.S. Capitol officer spotted Glass and Okoje around 2:15 a.m., stopped at a green light near Union Station. Suspecting the driver was impaired, the officer attempted to make a traffic stop to check on both men in the vehicle. That's when USCP said they sped off and crashed the Infinity Q50 into a Capitol complex barrier. Wow, like the Capitol as in the White House, y'all. After the collision, both the 20-year-olds ran away, and police reported one of them threw a gun with a giggle switch into a flower bed. Oh, man. Another Glock handgun, which police said had a 22 round extended magazine on it, was found on the passenger seat. The vehicles they were in also found to have been stolen out of Prince George's County. This is just another example of our officers and their vigilance and perseverance putting away dangerous criminals, said UCSP Assistant Chief Sean Gallagher. They are constantly working to keep everyone safe throughout the Capitol complex. Glass and Okoji are being charged with carrying a pistol without a license, unauthorized use of a vehicle, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, receiving stolen property of 1,000 or more, possession of a large capacity ammunition feeding device, fleeing from law enforcement officer in a motor vehicle, and driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, among other offenses. In October, Baby Jamo released his debut album titled Backdoor Con Artist. It features songs as Blowing That K and Blowing That Pistol and 1700 hours later. And this is an article posted by Yahoo, man. And that's the vehicle that crashed into the White House. The Capitol building is what they were referring to. And this is tough, man. Tough, tough. Such a young artist. Whole life ahead of him, whole career ahead of him. 20 years old, you know. Just a year ago was a teenager. That doesn't justify all of the charges that we just read, but hopefully this is something that he learns from and uses it as a life lesson to grow and develop into a young man. Because some of these, like what, 6 different felonies we just read off, and you just dropped your debut album, when it's time for you to be promoting and time for you to be, pushing your project right now. Instead, you have legal issues to deal with. So that's something that young artists, can learn from, being that he just put out a album, his debut album, meaning the first album he's put out less than a month or two ago, right? And then now you're dealing with, and they're gonna try to make an example, especially when you're dealing with the Capitol building, any kind of crime or drugs done around the Capitol building. I'm pretty sure that they're going to try to make an example out of them. And yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. A switch, a gun, driving under the influence, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, receiving stolen property, possession of a large capacity ammunition feeding device. I'm pretty sure that's the switch. And the switch in DC DMV area, I'm pretty sure that their gun laws aren't as loose as it is in some places. So it's not looking too good for him. Yeah, hopefully he has some money put up to have a lawyer fight and represent him and get him the best opportunity he can to wiggle his way out of this. Ain't no way you could wiggle your way out of this, I'm not gonna lie. But hopefully it's not as severe and something that he can bounce back from and continue to feed his family, but not having to jeopardize other people's lives. Because when you're driving like that, it's not only you on the road. There's plenty of other people on the road. So you got to keep that in mind. And the influence he plays on his community. So, yeah, what do y'all think, though?